Ladies and gentlemen, all rise. Court is back in session. Welcome to another exciting episode of The Devil's Due. I am your host, Carl Duty. With me, as always, is the man who literally at this moment has more White Spider on his chest than Venom will in the upcoming film, Mr. Drew Celestino.
So, I have none, but I do have white skin, so...
Sure.
I guess you were right.
Yes.
We're not surprised about that. We'll talk about all that.
Yeah, oh boy, we're going to get to that. Here we are again, sir. Let's stand on ceremony and say, how was your week? You had a busy week. Did
I?
Yeah. We're surrounded by the spoils of said busy week.
Please refresh me, because, I had a Long Cold Dark show on Friday. That was kind of like the big focal point of everything. So, yeah, in the midst of all that, it went well, by the way. It was a great show.
Good.
10th anniversary. Had a nice little turnout, and all the acts that we played with were fantastic. And we played a new song, which was fun. And it was just all very good. We had some friends from out of town come out, and that was cool. So my friend Chris from Rhode Island, my friend Phil from Cleveland. Phil did some great videography for us, so the whole show is on YouTube with several camera angles and stuff.
Nice.
So you can look for that. Just look for TLCDX. It's up there. Chris got to do some backup vocals on a song, as he is wont to do when he shows up to these events. So that's always a good time. So it was cool. Other than that, it's been, you've seen the house now.
It's entered a new form.
This is what I'm living with.
It's not completely destroyed. It's only mostly destroyed.
Well, at this point, I would say it's mostly reconstructed, but not completely reconstructed.
Glass half empty, half full.
It's kind of like that. I'm choosing to see the half full here because day to day, it wears on you.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So, yeah, that's kind of what's been going down. It's been a lot of renovation stress and madness and relocation of things, and things have to get done and relocated back to where they belong very soon, because we are but weeks away from an addition to this household. So,
yep,
you know. But yeah, I haven't really been doing too much besides the show and dealing with all this. So that's me. How about you? What's going on?
See, last week I was obviously off work, as I said in the previous episode. So
when do you go back to work?
I'm getting there.
Okay,
hold on. Lots of Octopath Traveler.
I envy you.
We are 40+ hours in.
I'm at 4. So
wow. I believe I have only one more chapter 2 to complete before I move on to chapter 3s.
Wow.
One interesting thing I've discovered about the game.
This is a long game.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's been great. Like, I wake up in the morning, ground up some coffee beans, make a nice piping hot coffee, cup of coffee, and just sit down with Octopath Traveler for 3 hours.
Wow.
It's a good way to start the day. Part of this complete breakfast.
I'm sure it's fantastic.
So, yeah, I mean, people are saying, like, this game is only 35 hours. No.
Blessings
I
and
sneeze.
So if every character has 4 chapters, you're only on 3s and you're at 40 hours?
Yep.
Wow.
I've been doing some buffing here and there, so know, take that for what you will. One thing I do like about the game, speaking of buffing, though, is that it appears that you cannot buff yourself to be extremely godlike to where none of the areas provide challenge for you, as are wont to do in some past classic Square RPGs.
Okay.
I've noticed that the computer amps up the difficulty of the enemy for certain areas that you're in as you increase in level.
Okay.
Like you can go back to like really early levels and you'll like roll through those random battles, but like areas where you've kind of currently been and recently did something, enemies get a little bit stronger as you progress in level.
Okay.
So yeah. So yeah, that was most of the week. Tuesday we recorded. Thursday, Friday night. The reason I was not at your show is because my previous employer, bunch of folks got together and threw me a going away happy hour.
Hey.
So yeah, we went up to a Rain Tree Bar and Grill, which, as you remember from my 40th birthday party,
yes,
and drinks were had and revels were enjoyed. And
well, that's cool.
It was a good time. It was fun. Little send me off. Saturday was the Dave & Adams X-Wing Store Championship.
Did you enter?
True.
You can fly. You're a pilot.
Yes. Out of, I believe 12 participants, I placed 5th.
Okay.
And I am ultimately satisfied with that placing because this is a store championship, so it attracts a lot of like higher skilled pilots, and everyone's bringing, top builds, like meta builds and whatnot, and my Imperialist served the Empire well. I will say this, which is something that you will occasionally hear ex-players do, which I've been careful to never do, which is blame the dice. And, in that last game, did my dice betray me. Just blanks. Blanks as far as the eye could see. Even after rerolls, blanks.
I mean, it is a chance roll.
Yeah, I mean, they're like the statistical probability of when you roll 3 red die, 3 attack die, is rolling a blank, a hit, and a focus. My statistical probability was a hit and 2 blanks.
I mean, in this case,
one hit
I would
is
blame
not
the dice because
outrageously difficult to deal with. So yeah, there was that. So that was Saturday. Sunday, I don't think I really did. Where did we go Sunday? We went somewhere Sunday. I'm getting old. So yeah, I don't remember where we ended up going Sunday.
Well, that's okay.
I had a game night in there somewhere with my friend Adam. See, this is what happens when you're off work for a long stretch of time.
Days
Everything just
blend
together.
Uh-huh.
The second time we played this really interesting game called Colosseum.
Okay.
It's like a Roman Empire themed game where you're building your own theater to put on a play, and it's really cool. It's a lot of fun. I think you might dig it. So yeah, yesterday, Monday, I started the new job.
You did start?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so today was my second day. Julie, my lovely wife, is currently out of town in Atlanta. She's coming home tomorrow, and none too soon.
So you're at the new gig.
Yes.
How's the lab coat treating you?
Lab coat's fine. It's I feel weird wearing it, especially since I'm just what I'm doing has really nothing to do with a lab coat. But I mean, it's sure, why not?
I feel like it's kind of cool.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I look good. I always look good.
You pretend you're a scientist.
Science. I can mix these two things together. I don't know what they are. It'll make something.
Like I said, you could be Dr. Mario.
That's me. So yeah, that was my week. Dear listeners, if you'd like to tell us about your week, if you would like to send us any questions, comments, or emails, which later in the show we are going to ask you to do, you can do so at the following locations. You can find us on Twitter at Devils Do Pod. You can go to facebook.com/thedevilsdupod or /devilsdupod. You can email us at thedevilsdupod@gmail.com, or you can find all these resources available to you on our website at thedevilsdupodcast.com. And Drew, we do have some questions from the tried and true killer bees of the Devils Do. When they're wearing their masks, we don't know which one is which. Mr. J. Gelsomino and Mr. Alan Waiters. I believe we shall start with Alan, since Alan's currently
he is out of the country right now.
Hola, guys from Colombia. Did y'all miss me?
I mean,
now,
yeah.
I mean, I got a problem with Alan's grammar here.
Go on.
The opening of a sentence indicates present tense, and the second part of a sentence indicates past tense.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I know what he meant.
If it said, "Do you all miss me?" Yeah, I mean, it's not like Alan's a teacher or anything. You should know these things. Oh wait.
All right,
Carl and Drew. If we were to go on a trip, do you think I would make an excellent guide? Where in the world do you guys like to go for a dream vacation?
Well, I mean, Alan's got the inside scoop now on Panama and Colombia. So if I'm going to Latin America, I'm going to want Alan with me, I think.
If I'm going to like Japan,
well, yeah, in that case,
not so much.
No, give me a local.
It's not that I wouldn't want him with me. Alan's great company. Tour guide, no, not so much.
So dream vacation.
Dream vacation.
Huh? I mean, I kind of just.
You're a very well traveled man. So like, what's next on the list?
That's a good question. That's a great question, actually. So, I mean, Thailand for us was that dream vacation, and we took it, and
Thailand.
It was amazing. So now, what's the next destination? Well, we're not going to be going anywhere for a while, on account of
Next destination is Parenthood.
Yes.
Where
Population
dreams go to
us.
die.
Yeah,
I'm just joking.
No, you're right.
No, it's not. It's not. Trust me. You'll see.
So I think on our kind of like on the list, my list is basically thus: Europe, and I'm air quoting because Europe's a big place.
It's a big area. It's a lot to see.
And I don't necessarily have a preferred spot I'd like to go to.
Yeah.
So just Europe, get me over there, put me in a cool town, and cool. And then my other
Visit
big
some
one,
legitimate Irish pubs,
something like that, or I don't know, do some German Oktoberfest beer craziness, or
any place with beer is what you're saying.
Well, no, I mean you can beer anywhere, but that would be cool. Or Italy, try and find my ancestral homeland in Sicily and whatnot, and take in some culture and some
pizza.
That's more of an American thing, but whatever, just I gotta see these things, Japan is big for me, and I want to go to Japan. I know it would be very weird and crazy and not necessarily a relaxing vacation, but I think I want to go there very badly.
Okay. You want to visit a place where your average height?
Yes, actually. I'd feel normal. How about you? Where are you going?
I think probably Europe, more specifically Normandy. Pay my respects. So I've always kind of wanted to visit Normandy. Other than that, I'm not nearly the traveler you are.
Oh, okay.
I'm very,
You're a homebody.
Home is where the heart is.
My heart yearns to go elsewhere.
Carl, the 20th anniversary of Blade is next month. Many consider it to be one of the foundations of the modern superhero movie boom. Where do you rank Blade?
It does. It did kind of get the ball rolling.
Do credit to Blade. I think it's the spark that ignited the Big Bang.
Yes.
Because Blade kind of gives Fox the gumption to
make X-Men.
The X-Men. X-Men's the true beginning.
But without Blade, does it happen?
Yeah, no, I don't think it does. I think Blade is the pebble that hit the boulder.
And in fairness, it's like Marvel's first real success.
Yeah. And the film itself is great. Like if I was to make a top 10 list of superhero films overall, it probably wouldn't appear on the list. If I was to make a top 10 pre-2008 superhero films, I could definitely see it some middle ground on the list somewhere.
Okay. That's very fair.
Yeah, it is good. I haven't seen it in a long time. It'd be interesting to see how it holds up. I'm guessing the CG probably does not.
Probably not.
it was kind of dated when it came out.
I wonder if there's any. Have we come full circle yet? Is there a desire or someone somewhere in a boardroom going like, we should make another Blade?
I don't get how Netflix didn't jump on a series.
Well, they tried that once before and it didn't.
Well, they tried on TNT.
I
they tried on network television.
I know.
Many, many, many moons ago.
I mean, Wesley Snipes is out of jail now, so
Wesley Snipes is out of jail. I'd give him a cameo. Maybe make him make Wesley the new Whistler. But yeah, I think the character would be better served by a TV series than a Netflix series, more specifically than a new film.
All right.
So yeah, Drew.
Yeah.
How many days till Fire Pro Wrestling?
Oh, that's a good question.
Did you get any caution signs so people know they might get pushed into a pool for your diaper party?
No caution signs. I want the danger to be ever present. And if you're not, you got to keep your head on a swivel. That's all I'm going to say to certain people who will be in attendance at said party.
So in other words, don't keep your cell phones in your pockets.
Not if you're certain people, no. Okay, release date for PS4 will be on... Hang on, clicking. It's already been out for Steam and whatnot for a while. It will be released on... Wow, GameStop is not helpful at all here.
Thanks, just go to Amazon.
Because that would be too easy. Okay, here we go. Click on Amazon. Okay. August 28th, so we are about 28 days away from Fire Pro.
Gives me
that is
plenty
exciting.
of time to finish up Octopath.
I have 1 month to finish Octopath, and then my son will be born, and then I have to play Fire Pro. So this is all going to be... it's going to be a balancing act, but I will make it happen.
It's okay. They don't do much when they're first born. They predominantly just sleep.
Okay.
So you'll have plenty of time.
All right.
All right, Alan, thank you very much for your questions. Now on to Mr. J. Gelsomino. Drew and Carl, if you could take a video game franchise character base and put it into a different video game universe, what would be your most interesting combo? Example would be, see, again, guys, read your grammar before you send these things, because this is his sentence. Example would be, for example... Well, yeah, I know it's for example. Taking Kirby and his stable of characters and putting them in Doom.
Right. So let's see. What would be a... It's easy just to be like, I want to see Mortal Kombat, like the Mario cast in Mortal Kombat, like,
we've got enough like gifs of that. So.
Sure. If we were to be serious for a moment. What if we did something akin to, I don't know. Okay. Got it. Even though it's kind of been done, but maybe we could revisit it. A Zelda cast in a Castlevania game.
So Legend of Zelda 2.
That's why I said it was kind of done. No, but let's do it Metroidvania style, like Symphony of the Night, but with Zelda characters and something like that. With leveling and with weaponry you can swap out and all that stuff. And kind of like Zelda 2, but better.
Okay. I'm taking Pac-Man and putting him in Animal Crossing. Good luck growing anything. The game just got a heck of a lot more challenging.
I mean, he does eat all the fruit.
He's Pac-Man. He eats anything.
He does eat anything. He's kind of a human. Well, he's not even human.
He's like, what is this, a white dot? I'll eat it. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, it would make weeds...
Animal Crossing just turned into Famine Simulator.
It would make the weeds a lot easier to pick in the game, not going to lie. So that's kind of cool.
Drew, what has been your favorite match from the G1 this year so far?
Okay, I'm not as caught up as Jay is, so I can't comment as like up to date as he is.
Brief description of what the G1 is first.
The G1 Climax Tournament. It is we've explained this before, but it is a 20-man tournament, 2 blocks of 10. Everyone in each block faces each other. So all 10 guys will have a match against one another over the course of 2 weeks. 2 points a win, 1 point a tie, no points for a loss. Winner of each block faces each other. Winner of that wins the G1. Kenny Omega right now is currently 5-0 in the G1.
Ties are just proof of the fallen state of man.
I mean, there can be a double count out. There can be double pin, or not double pin, but a double.
A tie in any form is just unacceptable in any.
It happens
aspect.
From time to time. My favorite match thus far has still been Kenny versus Naito from one of the first 2 nights. But again, I am not nearly as caught up. I need to do some serious catching up because all I've heard is that there have been night after night 5-star matches, 4 to 5-star matches almost every single night. The quality of match in this year's G1 is excellent from what I've been told.
Nice.
So I need to do a little more homework and get up to speed because from what I hear, it's just been hot fire, as the kids say. So, meanwhile in WWE, nothing's happening at all. Why bother, man? I'm so done with this show at this point. It's great.
Yeah, you keep watching.
Actually, not. I mean,
no, don't even bother
I'm
saying it because you're going to keep watching.
I might not.
Whether it's like fast forwarding, you're still watching it.
Not really though, and the outright give up is actually been. It was broached yesterday amongst the group.
Mm-hmm.
So we're still watching Lucha Underground.
Well, it's Lucha.
It's pretty great.
Carl, would you rather read a trashy romance novel based around Ellen Brody and Hoagie, based around the Ellen Brody Hoagie relationship in Jaws of Revenge, or make love to an angry welder, as it has always been the thing you've dreamt up since you were a small boy? Please get this reference. Yes, I do get that reference, both surprisingly, which are Jaws for the Revenge.
How did I know? How did I know?
Yes. Psychic Shark. So psychic.
And it roars.
I will read the trashy romance novel because my wife is not an angry welder.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
There you have it.
That does it for the emails. On to the case files. And not going to lie, folks, there's some light case files this week. First up, we got the first trailer for... is it the first trailer or the second trailer? For the second season of Castlevania on Netflix.
Yes. Yeah, that could have gone either way. You said Castlevania first, so... Okay,
yes.
Cool.
Yeah, looks good. Looks bloody.
Very Dracula focused.
Looks how you want a Castlevania to look, with the blood and the Dracula and the Alucard. And
I think it looks great. If I have any hope for the season, it is that it hopefully will be more episodic. What I mean by that is, from what I understand, the first air quoting season, the 4 episodes, they actually just made one movie and then cut it up into a series.
Okay.
So it felt a little disjointed.
But it was still good.
Oh yes, I'm not saying we still dug it, but I hope now that they have officially made it a TV show that they can kind of make each episode stand on its own 2 feet. Because I mean, I think it was the second or third episode I was starting to nod out. And then once the Alucard episode happened in season 1, I'm like, okay, I'm back. Here we go. So if we can kind of pace it better, I'm all in for season 2. It should be very cool. And the castle, as in the trailer, the castle shows up. I'm like, oh, look at this. It's all Castlevania.
Do you know what the show's missing? It's missing Simon Belmont.
Well,
it's missing the Simon Belmont from Captain N.
The vain, pretty boy
with the bomber jacket.
Yeah, which made no continuity sense whatsoever.
And the goggles, the pilot goggles.
He was less Simon Belmont and more so like Launchpad McQuack, but in human form.
Yeah, yeah.
Never made sense to me. Everyone else was pretty much spot on, except for weird green Mega Man, but at least he was still a little robot.
Yeah. Mother Brain.
I mean, yeah. But
Mother Brain.
how do we know that Mother Brain didn't sound that way in the game? We didn't have voice acting in games back then.
How do we know Simon Belmont wasn't wearing a bomber jacket?
I mean, the cover art is pretty clear. But in any case, no, it looks cool. And I hope it, hope it's good. It certainly should be. I'm all in for Castle. Like, if this is, the games are no longer anything.
You'll take what Castlevania
give me something.
Okay.
So I like that. Again, I was mostly focused on Dracula in the trailer and stuff, and his vengeance against mankind and stuff. Which, not for nothing, he's kind of justified. So, let's see how it goes.
Okay.
They
looking
they killed his wife for like no reason.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not.
I mean, he may overreact in his retaliation, but not gonna. He was wronged.
So you're saying the Death Star blowing up Alderaan was a proportionate response?
Oh, this old argument.
Okay, so that was one trailer, and then Drew today.
Yeah, no, we did. There's something else. Another season 2.
What?
I don't think we really talked about it because I didn't see the pictures from, but I saw the pictures this week finally.
Oh, the Iron Fist.
Iron Fist.
Yes,
we got a mask.
About that. We got a mask, and we got a scene that shows the mask in action. Drew. Mask looks good.
Some people are dunking on it, but you know what? I don't care. It's a mask.
It's a mask.
It's the mask.
It's working. And we got Kunlun flashbacks.
And here's another reason
I'm not going to go as far as say I'm getting excited for this, but I'm becoming hopeful.
That's a good way to put it. It's got a new showrunner.
Yep.
They have more time to prepare and get Finn Jones up to snuff on some fight choreography and whatnot. Yep. And now that they got the mask, they can put a stunt double in there that can do fights better, and you'll never know.
Yeah.
First season didn't have that luxury, and we got what we got.
Yeah.
That and Danny's personality has been kind of rehabbed over the Defenders and in Luke Cage.
Yeah, so I've just gotten to the Danny episode of Luke Cage. Yeah. It's good so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like them together a lot. I want that. I just make that the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe after season 2, they'll just be like, you know what? We're combining forces. Heroes for Hire. That's the way forward.
Well, I saw an article today that someone pointed out, there hasn't been an announcement of Luke Cage season 3.
Not yet.
And and when season 1 came out, there was an announcement of season 2 the next day. But as mentioned in the article also, the season 3 announcements have not come immediately on the heels of season 2 for any of the Marvel Netflix show, Daredevil included. So we'll see what happens.
We will. Disney does have their own streaming service coming, and they might. For now they'll say, "Oh yeah, we're still with Netflix." But I mean, if they wanted, couldn't they just be like, "Yeah, we're going to bring it over here now"?
I mean, I think it's kind of smart to leave it with Netflix. It's something that's working. It's something that's generating you money because it's your property, and it's something that you don't have to worry about, paying for continuing producing on your streaming service, because it's like we've said, the Marvel that Disney primarily focuses on, the films and the to a lesser extent the animated shows and things like that. That's the stuff for the family.
Yeah,
Netflix stuff is stuff for the parents after the kids go to bed.
Yeah, that's not wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so I guess what are they waiting for then?
I don't know.
Okay, we don't even have a premiere date for Daredevil yet, and
nope.
I'm shocked by that.
Well,
actually.
Iron Fist season 2 is coming out in September, late September.
So Daredevil, November?
I would hope not. I would think that it would be April, March.
Well,
their release cycle has always been March, November for the Netflix shows.
Okay, well,
we'll see.
It feels overdue, does it not?
It does. It feels very overdue. I think more so to us, just given the nature of the show.
Yeah, but it's also been a long time.
It's true. It has. It's been considerable amount of time.
Even Defenders.
Well, you know why I think it feels overdue, because we got Daredevil season 2 right after season 1,
more or less.
We didn't get Jessica Jones season 1 before we got Daredevil season 2. So.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for more. Ready for more.
I know. I am too.
I want to see what they have planned.
Drew.
I guess we're here now.
We're here now.
Okay.
we got another trailer today, Drew.
We sure did, and I thought of you immediately because this is kind of your wheelhouse.
Hey, God, this trailer felt so long.
It was long. It was like a 3-minute trailer.
Yeah, it felt so long. When you're checking the time on a trailer, like how much longer do I have to go in this? That's not a good sign, folks. But we got a new trailer for the Venom live-action movie.
What they're calling Venom.
Yes, what they acknowledge as being Venom. Well, I was mid-sentence, so I had to kind of couldn't spare the audience the sound of the door closing.
Yes.
So, Drew, let's start out with what was good about this trailer. All right, good talk, good discussion. There was
it was
one
in focus.
There was one. It played for 2 hours. I do hear it wasn't focused though.
I got nothing.
Yeah, there was one small tiny thing that could be construed as being good about this trailer. The point in the trailer where Venom, and I'm air finger quoting as I will every time I say Venom, was talking to one of the thugs, and he was saying like eyes, lungs, pancreas, so many delicious treats, where to start. That is actually a direct quote from like early.
That's why
That's
why I thought of you, because I know Venom has been mostly from the toy as a kid, the talking one that was taken off the market because it was too intense, where he said, "I'm going to eat your brain." Remember that?
Yeah, really would have liked to hear him say that in the trailer.
Well,
still wanted to change my mind. The movie looks horrible.
Okay, so the dialogue for Venom felt a little forced, but if that is something from the comics, and then okay.
That line.
Okay. So he does like to eat people, apparently. Something about a turd in the wind in the trailer, he said. Venom used these words in the trailer. A turd.
Yeah.
A turd.
It's a
Someone wrote that line for him.
It's a funny line in a different movie.
Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool can possibly get away with that.
Yes, very easily.
Okay.
That's like a D-grade zinger for...
But not Keith David voicing Venom.
Is it Keith David?
It's not Keith David. But doesn't it... Don't like...
There
was a meeting.
Can we get Keith David?
No.
No.
Can we get someone who kind of sounds like Keith David?
Can we get David Keith?
Yes, we found out there is...
Yes.
Not to be confused with Keith David. Okay.
The character looks terrible.
Let's just get this out of the way. He doesn't have the white spider.
No.
And I know that's like you might think like, well, whatever, you got the teeth and the tongue. And yeah, that's fine. But like, it's just this blank torso, dude. And,
it's visually boring.
It's boring. It's just a nebulous black blob.
Yep.
Like, he looks... You know what he looks like?
What?
He looks like a slightly more CGI version of the tar monster that kills Tasha Yar in Star Trek Next Generation Season 2.
That's accurate.
Remember that?
And was it Season 1, I think?
I thought it was 2. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Yeah. Whatever season it was.
Trek is not my wheelhouse.
Okay. When the tar monster kills her.
Yeah.
It's like that. Only bigger and CGI-er.
I really wish Tasha would have lived. I mean, I know they brought her back and whatnot, alternate timelines, everything. I really like that character.
It did give.
Can we just talk about Next Generation instead of Venom?
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'd love me some TNG. It gave Data something to kind of. It gave him a character trait going forward. Whatever. Anyway, like, what's weird about that to me? Okay, obviously, they're going. Okay, no, hang on. I gotta formulate my thoughts on why it's weird. It's weirder than you think it is, because you're like, well, Spider-Man's not in the movie, so they don't. Obviously, he wouldn't, have it on his chest. And it's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I get that, but last I checked,
it's like Superman in a just blue shirt.
Kinda. Sony still has the film rights to Spider-Man, right? Marvel is just picking up Marvel's making them. Sony keeps the money. So I guess what I'm saying is
it's a weird deal because I don't think they have it's a weird deal.
Okay, well, there's got to be something in that deal that says you can't use Spider-Man in whatever you're doing.
Well, Marvel probably stepped up and said, okay, if we're going to put the shine back on this character, you guys can't, make him like a turd in the wind.
Well done. Yeah, I mean, if they clearly can't use him because they've removed any mention of him and any ties to Spider-Man from the origin. They can't even put the white spider on the chest. They wouldn't even have to justify it. They could just do it and make find some excuse why it's there. But it's not there at all. To me, it something's up. There has to be some kind of verbiage that says yeah, no, you can't touch Spidey.
Yeah.
Good luck with all your Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
So
and then we've
boring.
got the main villain of the film is not Venom. It's Venom fighting not Venom at the last couple seconds of the
like the comics did in as time went on. We just symbiote. Hey, hang on. One good thing from the trailer. The one guy says symbiote normally.
Do you think that was ADR?
They probably heard the reaction. They listened to this show, and they knew.
We're bringing about change in the world, people.
They didn't say symbiote once in the trailer. That's good. You roll with the punches.
I've zero desire to see this film. Zero.
Yeah, they're gonna give everyone a symbiote.
I would watch any of the DC films again over watching this for the first time.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. It's not Carnage that we saw, though.
No.
At least not
it's
obviously.
Supposed to be Toxin.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know all these. There's all these different characters.
And
but you know what's going to happen, right? You know the stinger. There's going to be a post credit, and it's going to be Carnage.
Eddie Brock is essentially a prisoner of the symbiote.
Now, I was going to ask about that. It's not quite this, pardon the pun, symbiotic relationship like it is in the comics, where they are both. Like Eddie Brock in the comics, at least back in the day, he was very okay with being Venom.
Oh yeah, he loved it.
So here, he seems more cursed and imprisoned by the symbiote.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
It's kind of like, what's that syndrome called when
Stockholm syndrome?
Yes, thank you. It looks like Stockholm syndrome. So it's just you're not there's aside from his eyes and his mouth, there is nothing about this character you are getting right. I never even envisioned his voice like that.
It's I guess not. But again, my only frame of reference was
Hank Azaria or go home.
I just know the toy that talked and said, "I want to eat your brain." That's all I know. That's all I know.
That was Hank Azaria. He voiced Venom in the animated series.
But that toy was probably not Hank Azaria. But in any case, I don't know, man. Speaking of voices, you know what that trailer did give us more of?
What?
We got about 95% more of Tom Hardy's "What the hell is he doing?" accent. What is that accent?
I don't know.
He's got a problem. He rolls onto set, and he kind of just probably goes in his trailer and goes, "I'm going to do an accent on this flick. And it's going to be interesting and unique."
I mean,
and Chris Nolan couldn't tell him no, and so therefore, if Chris Nolan can't say no, whoever this hack is who's making this Venom movie wasn't going to tell him no.
But it worked with Bane.
I mean,
it did. It worked with Bane. This no.
What is it?
It's not a New York accent.
It's not a Boston accent,
and none of that looks like New York, isn't it? Like
San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you think of Venom, I think San Francisco. Is that from the comic, though? Is that from Lethal Protector, where he's out west? Probably.
It's been so long since I read Lethal Protector. Lethal Protector, in and of itself, was not a horrible story.
Okay, but would you base a movie on it?
if you put a gun to my head and forced me to make a Venom film, I mean, that would probably be the story. If you told me I had to make a Venom film without Spider-Man in it,
okay,
that would probably be the story that I would pick.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. That accent. If I'm the director or the producer or anyone in charge, day one of filming, I sit him down, I'm like, stop it. You stop that right now. You stop it right.
Bad, Tom Hardy.
I'd rather you just be British, okay, than whatever it is you're doing.
Just get a copy of Dark Knight Rises and rub his nose in it. See what you did. That's bad.
It's already not really Venom, so yeah, sure, Eddie Brock's British now. It doesn't. Well, we don't care. It doesn't matter. Clearly, this doesn't matter.
So yeah. So there's that.
What are they doing?
I don't know.
They're trying to
cash in on a trend. You know what the Venom movie is? The Venom movie is Captain Patriotic. The Venom movie is that action figure you find in a dollar store that's clearly a knockoff Captain America, but he's got Ireland's colors or something painted on him.
Sure.
And on the card, the blister card, it just says Captain Patriotic.
He's not a G.I. Joe. He's like action hero or whatever.
Yeah. He's G.I. Bob.
Doesn't quite have all the same points of articulation.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what the Venom movie is Captain Patriotic.
I mean, this is in the wake. I guess we can end on this news story then. In the wake of the Fox acquisition by Disney. It's been approved.
Yeah,
I mean, the shareholders approved it. This pending anything legal, this is happening.
They're coming home.
They're coming home. So given that, and the did you know there are rumors right now that Disney is going to shelve Dark Phoenix and the New Mutants movie?
New Mutants wouldn't surprise me. Dark Phoenix would surprise me only because of how far they are into production.
So is New Mutants, but it might not happen. But that's the rumor right now, that they're gonna sit on it and be like, we'll see in the MCU in a few years.
I mean, if I got a choice, give me the Fantastic Four first before you give me X-Men. Like.
The money's in the the money's in the X-Men. You know.
True. I don't know.
But given the fact that we are in the world where this is now a thing, it's going to happen.
Yep.
Marvel is going to have all the toys.
Yeah.
Except for this weird Spider-Man villain thing happening over there at Sony. And it's a little bizarre. And then another thing I want to know. Now, my questions are just leading to more questions. Sony can clearly make these Spider-Man movies without Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
Venom. There's that Silver Sable movie they're talking about doing, which, that'll happen. Meanwhile, in the Spider-Man movies, they got to use the Vulture, they got to use the Shocker,
Scorpion.
They got to use Scorpion,
Mysterio
in the next film, allegedly. Is that confirmed?
No,
we're getting Mysterio. Yeah. Is there a line of demarcation? Does Marvel have a list of characters they can use?
I don't know.
It's
a weird deal.
What is the deal?
I have no idea. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer in this matter, anyway.
All right, so I guess my next question: what is the best case scenario here, then?
Direct to DVD.
Well, what do we want to happen? What is the domino that we need to fall to get this to end up somewhere where we're happy?
The best case scenario is this movie tanks.
Yes.
Super tanks.
Okay.
Which I think it'll tank. I don't think it'll be like a record-setting bomb. And then
Sony gives up.
The Spider-Man animated film that's coming out, which looks interesting, at least in the animation style, doesn't perform to expectation, and Sony just throws their hands up. But it's hard to see them do that because Spider-Man's a license to print money.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. So We'll see.
Then again, if the money's not getting made...
if Venom tanks, it'd be like, oh, well, we don't have Spider-Man to work with, so what do you expect? You know. And if the Spider-Man animated film tanks, it's like, well, you know, it's too high concept for the people. They couldn't understand more than one Spider-Man.
I think the movie's going to make some money.
I think it'll do business. It's not going to do like Pixar business or anything like that.
No, but nothing does besides Pixar.
Yeah. Disney just had their third $1 billion movie of the year with Incredibles 2.
That movie made $1 billion?
Third, worldwide.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I still haven't seen it.
Neither have I. I'm a bad person. Well, that's all happening. Hey, we got confirmation of some Star Wars 9 casting, too.
Yeah. I mean...
Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher will be in the movie.
Yes. Mark Hamill, we kind of figured. We kind of figured if you were in Vegas, the safe money would probably be on Force Ghost.
Of course.
Carrie Fisher is going to be in the film, thankfully not as CG creation. Not that I don't think they do those perfectly well. I just think that that's not the good way to go about it.
No.
They're going to use unused footage from episode 7. I'm guessing some from episode 9.
8. Yes.
Yeah. To put Carrie Fisher into this film. I guess they decided that her role was just too pivotal, and
that was the word from the day one, that she was going to
be
very
important. They got the blessing from Billy Lord and the family, and I mean, I'm okay with it.
I'm fine with it.
I didn't, in the back of my mind, I didn't want to think about like a saga Star Wars film without Carrie Fisher, and at least this way, even though it's not, what we'd hoped for, we still get that.
Well, this way they don't kill her off screen and they don't recast. So it's a solid way to go.
I still would have been okay with an off-screen death, like I said, episode 9 start with a time jump.
Yeah.
10-15 years later, just open up with Leia's funeral. She died natural causes.
I think the fact that they didn't do that tells me that she is important to whatever story they want to tell. So, yeah, that about does it for the news, unless there's one more thing you want to fire out. No, I think that about covers it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So normally this is where we rustle the papers and get into an episode. But as of late, with Julie being gone on my busy schedule the past couple of days, I just didn't have time to watch the latest Jessica Jones. Did you watch it?
No, because you've seen what I'm dealing with here.
Yes.
I'm in hell.
As of late, in different gatherings, be that our game night or like at your birthday party the other week, we've kind of I don't want to say in-depthly discussed the idea of the creative direction of the show and where the show is going. But I felt it was a conversation that we kind of needed to have. So we decided we're going to do that tonight. And I wanted to be, you and I have not talked about this
right
in any kind of measurable depth going into this. I wanted to make a point of that because I wanted the audience to be part of this conversation. Because
if they want recaps, we'll do recaps.
Yeah, because we do this primarily. We started out, we've discussed in the past the kind of the history of the show, but just like Cliff Notes version. I kind of really wanted to do a podcast I didn't have the technology or know how to do. You
You're just using me for tech.
Yeah, pretty much. You have the tech. You have experience in these things. It took a little convincing and some dragging, kicking, and screaming, and some rather ugly begging on my part.
Oh, it was beautiful begging.
But you came around, and I'm glad you did. And this will be episode 104.
104.
So,
104.
But we've noticed kind of as of late, particularly with the episode recaps, are kind of getting in the way almost of other stuff we might want to do, having guests, things like that, talking about other things. So we just want to have an open dialogue discussion between ourselves and you guys, the listeners, guys and gals who are included, so that you can chime in as to where your thoughts on this. Because as much as we do this for ourselves, we also do it for you guys.
Right.
So, I mean, what are your thoughts? Where do you think we're at right now? Where do you think we should kind of go with it?
I could do whatever you prefer. But given that, I don't have a lot to really add to the conversation when it comes to these episode recaps, at least I don't feel like I do recently, I don't need to do them.
Do you think...
It could be that...
Do you think it's because of the show?
Yeah, partially.
And not necessarily not just Jessica Jones, but we've kind of saw this going back to Luke Cage season 1.
I was okay in Luke Cage. Now, Luke Cage I didn't mind because, I enjoyed it overall. Maybe it's just my enjoyment factor is not quite all in on Jessica Jones. But even let's put it this way, even on The Punisher, I like The Punisher, and I have a lot to say about The Punisher. I was getting worn down by the show.
Yeah, there were episodes where okay, this happened.
Yeah.
See you guys next week.
So if I don't have a whole lot to put forth, I don't want to make you guys listen to us, just go over bullet points for the sake of going over bullet points. If I have something to say about it, then by all means I can.
Yeah, because when we started out, we were kind of just recapping the show, which was not the original intent. I want us to have discussions on the show. And then we kind of threw out the recap model to just free-form discussions.
Yeah.
And when we get the material to have those discussions, I think it works really well.
Now, given Daredevil, I didn't feel this being a problem in our Daredevil recaps.
No, because we're both versed in the character.
Yeah.
And the show is the best of the Netflix shows.
Yes, it is.
So good that we decided to do a podcast around it.
Right.
But
put it this way. We're not done with Jessica Jones yet.
No.
We're staring Iron Fist season 2 in the face.
We still got Luke Cage season 2.
got Luke Cage season 2 to do.
I mean, we're not hurting for content if that's the direction we want to go in.
Right. And again, I'll do whatever you guys want us to do. I'm just saying, if that's not why you come to this show, if you'd rather just hear us talk about whatever's current and going on and some opinions, I'm A-okay dropping all that on you. If the recaps are a slow point and you turn the episode off an hour in, which I have a feeling might happen, I don't know, but I feel like it could be a thing.
I've heard...
Then we don't got to do it.
Yeah, for example, Nate, who we had on the show last week, Nate Lockhart. He doesn't watch the Netflix Marvel shows.
Okay.
But he still listens to the show. He just flips it off at the episode recap. Here's the thought. Instead of stopping them altogether, which ultimately I don't think we should, because it is kind of what shows kind of the origin of the show. Why don't we do it more in chunks?
Okay.
4-episode chunks.
4-episode chunks. Okay.
We could do, because I mean, it's tough to knock out 4 episodes in a week, but if you
that's the thing.
Yeah.
See, the only benefit to doing it week to week is that I can crush an episode in an hour, take some notes on it, and go.
Yeah.
We got to do 4. That's going to be a challenge. So, yeah.
I mean, would you say you can get through when you're not having to stay by a week to week schedule of a show for the purpose of this show? Would you say you can get through a series in a month?
Yes, probably. I'm because I started Luke Cage season 2 about 3 weeks ago, and I'm at on the 10th or 11th episode.
So what would you say to doing a chunk recap bi-monthly?
Possible.
We're not making any solid decisions right now.
We're just talking.
We're just talking, and we want to hear from the listeners as to what they want. Because I think bi-monthly, then we knock out a season in a month and 2 weeks, as opposed to 13 weeks.
Right.
Then we catch up greatly. I think Daredevil we still keep episodic.
I was going to say the same. That I would still prefer to do, especially if season 3 is as good as I hope it's going to be.
Yeah. Daredevil would stay episodic. The others, just because we've got other things we kind of want to do with the show, or things we want to try out. And a lot of stuff we've tried out in the past, we've gotten some good feedback on. I don't think there's anything we've ever really fired a blank on.
No, we're doing all right. I think anyway. Again, I'm cool doing them. I'm cool not doing them. So whatever we decide. Our news recaps are always fun for me.
Everything.
I enjoy interaction with listeners, and I like having guests on.
Yeah,
these are all fun things.
I think the main point of the discussion is the Netflix episode recaps.
Yes. So I'm good with whatever. I don't need to do them. I could almost be talked into this. I could probably easily be talked into not doing them at all, to be honest with you. But
I still want to do that. At least, I mean,
we should still talk about the show to some degree.
Yeah.
Like even if we did just a, hey, what'd you think of Jessica Jones season 2 recap?
Like once we finish the season. So
that I could handle.
Listeners, those are the options available out there to you. Maybe I'll throw out a survey on the Twitter page. Yeah, we're just being 100% honest. Would you rather us keep the episodic reviews as they are? Would you rather us do a bi-weekly 4-episode chunk? Or would you rather us just kind of recap the season after we've both completed it, after like a couple weeks of it's been out, so as to avoid spoilers and whatnot?
Or we blow up the show entirely and completely reformat? Listen to the wonderful sounds of the rain on KBPX.
Grumpy old geeks.
Rebel Radio goes, easy listen.
Just thinking about pools.
I wish I were in one right now.
Wish I were in one right now. Soft and cool. B. Arthur.
Outstanding.
That's Hot Rod for you, baby.
That's a deep cut for y'all. Anyway.
All right, so that's kind of what we're laying at the feet right now. I'll put a poll out on Twitter, and also put something on the Facebook page. Please, we want your feedback on this. The show is not just about us anymore. We've grown a small audience that we love and appreciate. So we don't want anything that's going to do anything that's going to drive that audience away. So by all means, let us know. And if you want to know places, you can let us know. Look at that segue. Smooth as a symbiote's butt. You can find us on Twitter at Devils Do Pod. You can go to Facebook.com/Devils Do Pod. You can email us at thedevilsdopod@gmail.com, or you can find all these resources available to you on our website, thedevilsdopodcast.com. That being said, Drew, any closing thoughts?
No. They're really going through with this Three Jokers thing, aren't they?
Yep.
Sorry, I saw Jeff John's interview today, and I just wanted to be like, Jeff, buddy, what are you doing? Anyway, no.
All right.
I'm good. I'm all good.
All right, folks, until next week, we're out of here for now. Drew has deconstructed house to reconstruct, and I've got little boy to go pick up. Court's adjourned.